Good evening to you. I'm Tom Ziska. We're glad to have you with us. We begin with the 5-year anniversary of a botched Houston police raid that left 2 homeowners dead. The officer accused of obtaining a false warrant, facing a murder charge, amongst others. Protesters gathered at HP headquarters today to mourn and demand justice. Fox 26's Sherman Desselle has been covering this story this week. He's live with us tonight with what happened today. Sherman.
Yeah, good evening, Tom. Some of the protesters present today were calling on justice in 2019 when the shooting happened. They wanted to commemorate the lives lost in that raid ahead of tomorrow's tragic anniversary.
Community members advocating for justice in the 2019 Houston botched police raid make their voices heard.
But we're not just demanding justice for the Tuttles, that is for Dennis Tuttle and Regina Nicholas. We're also here to demand justice for Jalen Randall, for Nicholas Chavez, and for all the other people murdered by HPD.
They talk about this, that, and the other. They talk about everything except for justice.
Several organizations gathered across from HPD headquarters calling for accountability and transparency in the case. Officers stood close by monitoring the demonstration. January 2019, 5 narcotics officers entered via no-knock warrant into this Hardin Street home owned by Dennis Tuttle and Regina Nicholas. Police initially reported they received an informant tip about black tar heroin sold in that home. Police say Tuttle fired at officers first, shooting and injuring 4 of them. Officers then shot and killed Tuttle and his wife. Investigators later concluded no heroin was found.
I personally interviewed the neighbors in the area, the neighborhood. I went door to door right after the shooting, and I asked them, no one. If you would think all the neighbors would go, oh, that's a drug house. Okay, this was a botch from the very beginning.
We're committing to fighting justice.
Hi Bowie stood in front of that Hardin Street home 4 years ago, calling for a conviction. Gerald Goins, the former HPD officer accused of botching the warrant, still faces capital murder charges, but proceedings have stood still. The civil case against the city and former police chief Art Acevedo just received additional funding through a council vote to fight it in court.
This is a blemish on our department. It really is, and it's one officer can really deteriorate the trust of the community, and we hate to see that happen.
The Houston Police Union president says the organization's not contributing to the legal fees of Goins, but they insist criminal activity did take place inside the home before the raid.
We just want some resolution, not only for the family, but for our department. Again, we have an officer that was critically injured in that situation. We have 4 others that were shot. They would like it over.
It's not going to stop until we demand it to stop.
Waiting on politicians to solve the problem, it's not going to take care of the problem. We, the people, the masses of people, ordinary folks from different perspectives, different backgrounds, we need to come together and demand an end to police violence.
Such a multifaceted story. Well, this week I traveled to Natchitoches, Louisiana to speak with the mother of Regina Nicholas, who's hoping to see some justice in her daughter's murder in her lifetime. Tune in to Fox 26 tomorrow night in our nightly newscast to hear what she has to say. In the studio, Sherman Desselle, Fox 26 News.
Sherman, thank you. Also attending today's protest was Warren Randall. He's the father of Jalen Randall. Body camera footage from April 2022 shows the 29-year-old was shot and killed by HPD officer Shane Privet seconds after exiting his patrol car. Narcotics officers say they were looking for Randall for several open felony warrants at the time. In October, a grand jury declined to charge the officer.
You just want to halfway do your job. You want to halfway say, hey, we brought it to grand jury, that's fine. We're supposed to be a pat on the back. But it's an election year right now, and so, you know, you have to pacify people. This is a big game.
Houston police say the officer believed the backpack Randall had in his hands at the time of the shooting was a gun. Department policy states police are legally justified in using deadly force if they believe there is an imminent threat. Officer Privet was placed back on active duty.